my grade 12 math class, I was lucky enough to sit next to the prettiest girl in my whole school. Her name was Kim. Not only was she by far the prettiest, she was also one of the sweetest and kindest girls I knew. She was definitely the whole package. But I wasn't that lucky because Kim was already hooked up with a guy named Dustin, who rarely came to school. You see, Dustin was the stereotypical bad boy, drinking, smoking, selling drugs, skipping classes, getting suspended, and mainly just being totally cool all the time. Kim wasn't the only girl that was in love with Dustin. I'm pretty sure Dustin took his turn with every single pretty girl in our school that year, along with a few neighboring schools as well. And Kim definitely knew this because she spent most of every math class whining and crying about it. And yet, she stayed with him. All year, I had a front row seat to all the horrible things he said to her, and did with other girls. And yet, she stayed with him. It was around this time that I first heard a saying that would stick with me. The pretty girls always want the bad boys, but they don't want the boys being bad. Now maybe you're thinking, a nice guy like me should have swooped in to rescue poor Kim, like a knight in shining armor. Trust me, I tried. And it wasn't that Dustin was bigger or smarter or better looking than me, because he wasn't. But Dustin was certainly more popular than me. Dustin was tough and mean and wasn't scared of anyone or anything. I was nice, shy, and boring. I got nervous just talking to the pretty girls. And yet I was the one who came from a good, stable home. My parents were amazing. Dustin was raised by a single mom, an alcoholic and drug user. Was this the universe's way of apologizing to Dustin? Since that day, I sought the answer to the question, why do the girls want the bad boys? It took evolutionary psychology to finally explain it in a way that made sense and felt complete. You see, in the past, women relied heavily on men for protection, provision, and paternal investment. As a result, they sought after men who appeared strong and confident and fearless. These are the men who could best provide for them and protect them and offer them desirable genes for their offspring. It simply made sense. It's not that women wanted men who were bad. It's that women needed assertive, aggressive, and fearless men. Men who did not shy away from conflict or confrontation. Men with the propensity for violence when necessary. Men who could protect them and their offspring and pass on these same genes to their sons. After all, these were violent times and survival was everything. Bad boys show all the markers of a dominant, high-status alpha. And even though we all know their attributes are less relevant and desirable in today's modern world, where we have laws and police and courts to protect us, humans have been evolving for a very, very long time. We can't simply erase millions and millions of years of evolution. So if you think it's finally your turn to get the pretty girls, you can either wait till they get old enough that the bad boys no longer want them, when they finally want a man who will stick around. Or you can start incorporating some of these characteristics into your own life right now. Stop being so nice. Stop being timid and shy. Stop being afraid and intimidated and worried about what other people think. If this sounds too difficult or impossible, we have lots of other videos that can help you out. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's time to go.